السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Good morning. Did you guys eat your breakfast?
Yes.
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 Alhamdulillah. How's everyone?
Good.
Alhamdulillah.
Good.
How was your long weekend?
Good. Alhamdulillah.
Do you guys have fun at home?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I just say yes.
Who misses school?
Me. I miss
Too.
school. I miss school a lot.
Me too. Who's praying for going back to school? Everyone, all of you. Do you guys pray your salah at home? Zuhr and Asr, like the way we pray in school?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Alhamdulillah. MashaAllah. Okay, so we can start our Islamic studies class. I'm going to ask, let me choose. Bilal?
Yes.
Bilal, can you recite Surah Al-Fatiha for everyone?
What?
Can you recite Surah Al-Fatiha? We can start our class with recitation of Surah Al-Fatiha. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Thank you, Bilal. Thank you. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Okay. Thank you so much. I really like how Haydar, Fatima, Alina, Tajil, no, not Tajil, they muted their mics. You know, when your mic is on, there's a lot of noise coming from your mic. So it's difficult for everyone to understand or to hear me, okay? Thank you for Sajida for raising her hand and muting her mic. So I'm expecting all of you to keep your mic muted. Thank you. Thank you. Good job. And whenever you want to say something, raise your hand and then I'll let you speak, okay? Good job. Yes, Sajida?
I heard someone say Al-Amta alayhim.
Is that correct? Can we say Al-Amta?
No.
No.
Who's Jiso?
Yeah. So that's wrong, right? We have to say Al-An'amta. It's with ne. An'amta alayhim.
Yeah. And that's who's Jiso?
Who's Jiso? Jiso, can you introduce yourself, please? Qateen. And that's Qateen. How are you, Qateen?
Good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Okay. So, Hamza, can you please read the date for us? You can see in the screen, right?
Today is Thursday, April 16th, 2020, Sha'ban 22nd, 1441 AH.
Thank you, Hamza. So we are getting very close to which month after Sha'ban is?
Ramadan. My favorite. Because it's my birthday then.
Yes, happy birthday to you, inshallah. Yes. So after Sha'ban, it's Ramadan, and Ramadan is coming, I think, in 7-8 days. Are you guys ready for the month of Ramadan?
Yeah, and I get to do my first full fast.
Inshallah. Wow, mashallah.
I'm gonna fast too.
I know.
The last time I did a fast was I did a half fast.
Yes, days are very long. Yeah, it's difficult to fast the whole day. Right?
But I only did a half one, and my mom gave me a new watch.
Wow, good.
It's really cool.
Right. Kadem, can you please read this page for us?
Yes.
Loud, okay? Everyone mute your mics. Thank you.
Who
Thank you,
remains
Happy. It's
what
Ali Napoui.
the second part of the Usuluddin is and what it means.
So who remembers what the second part of the Usuluddin is and what it means? Kadem, wait. Who can tell me what is the second Usuluddin? Fatima? Fatima.
Adala.
Adala, good job. What was the first one? Haydar? What was the first Usuluddin? The first Usuluddin was Haydar?
Tawheed.
The first was Tawheed, right? Okay. The first one was Tawheed and the second one is Adala. So today we want to talk about the second Usuluddin, which is Adala, right? Kadam, can you continue reading, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good. The second appearance of the Usuluddin is Adala, which means that Allah is just or fair. I've heard many of you say that that's not fair. When
When
you see something you think it is unfair, sometimes through some things might
though something might happen,
that seems unfair, but if we take a closer look or get some more information, we find out that what actually is fair
that it actually fair.
was through
We just thought
it was unfair because we did not know the whole story.
Good job. Thank you, Kadam. Now, can anyone think of examples of this? So what is saying here that a lot of time we hear that people says it's not fair. It's not fair. But we don't know if it's actually really it's not fair or because we don't know everything. It's not fair. Okay? So before you answer this question, let me tell you a story. I'll share a story with you and then I want you to tell me some examples of the time that you thought something is not fair, but actually it was fair. And the reason you thought that it's not fair because you didn't know the whole story, okay? So I will answer everyone, you raise your hand. If you're raising your hand for reading, put your hands down, please. If you have a question, don't forget your question. After the story, I will answer your question. Is that okay? If it's okay, put your hand down. If not, then I will call your name. Muhammad Baqir? Oh. Fatin and Sukaina?
Yes?
Can you guys put your hands down or you have an emergency question?
No. I thought I put my hands down.
Okay, put your hands down and you mute your mics. So let me share a story with you, okay? After my story, I want you to think of some examples. Okay, and then raise your hand. So, long time ago in a classroom, there was a teacher. Her name was Sarah. Okay, they had the students, they had art class. So once they finished their art, it was their lunchtime. Okay, and mute your mics, please. So what happened is all the students, they went for lunch, and everybody sat in a chair and started saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and eating their lunch. The teacher came, Mrs. Sarah, and she gave a student, her name was Mariam. She gave Mariam a Juicy Lucy hamburger with a juice box, a small juice box. All the students, they were in grade 2. All of them, suddenly, they looked and they say, look, the teacher gave Mariam a burger and a juice, but where is mine? Where is mine? Why she didn't give us hamburger and juice? So all of them, they were looking at Mariam and they were whispering and they were waiting for the teacher to give them a hamburger as well. But the teacher only gave the hamburger and juice to Mariam. Miss Sarah gave to Mariam. So all the students, they were whispering, they were talking, and they were just looking at Mariam in a very different way. That's why she didn't give them a hamburger. So once lunchtime is over, all of them, they went back to their class. And in the classroom, some of them, they said that it's not fair. Mrs. Sarah is not fair. She only gave hamburger with a juice to Mariam, not to everyone in this class. And some of them, they were very upset. And they were talking about Mrs. Sarah, that how unfair she is. So Mrs. Sarah came to the classroom and she said, okay, my dear grade twos, I heard everyone was whispering and saying Mrs. Sarah is not fair. Now, let me tell you why I gave the hamburger and juice to Mariam. And she said that I asked Mariam, I asked her permission. That's why I'm allowed to share her story with you. She said that, look at Mariam. Her mother is in the hospital today because her mother is sick. She doesn't have any older sibling. And her father died, passed away long time ago. So Mariam, she doesn't have anyone at home to cook for her or to pack a lunchbox for her. The reason that I gave her a hamburger, it was my own lunch. And because I heard her mom called me from the hospital that she's in the hospital and Mariam doesn't have anyone to help her, that's why I gave her my burger. Now, what do you think? Do you think that I'm unfair? Or you think that I did something good and I am fair actually? So all the students, they felt really bad, especially the ones that they said that Mrs. Sarah is not fair. All of them, they went to Mariam and to Mrs. Sarah and they said sorry. So the teacher told them, sometimes you don't know the whole story. Because you don't know the whole story, you might think that a person is not fair, but actually it is fair. Okay? So now, after this story, I want you to think of some of situations in your life, or maybe you heard a story, or maybe you heard from another place or someone else that something is not fair, but then later on you found out that no, actually it was fair. Anyone has any example for this? Something like this? Raise your hand if you have any example. Yes, Sukaina?
Like it could be like we could do like pretend my brother went to my best friend's house and I wanted to go too, but I didn't know that I had homework, and that's why I said to my mom that it's not fair that my brother goes to my friend's home and I don't.
Yeah, good job. See, the reason that you can't go is because if you don't do your homework, then you can't learn anything, right? That's why you have to finish your homework and then you can go, right? So actually it is fair because your brother done his homework or maybe he doesn't have any homework. Good job, Sukaina. Yes, Haydar?
So one time
Mm-hmm.
I ordered a toy and also my little sister ordered my toy and then I was waiting it for a long time and then I got a big box so my sister ordered a big toy. She ordered a kitchen set, my little sister, and I ordered a Beyblade and then and then she got her toy first and then I became sad. I thought that it was unfair, but then when he opened the box, it was my toys.
Yay! And then you found out that no, actually it is fair and it's mine, right? Nice. Okay, there, good job. Right? So this is about Adala, okay? Yes, Parsa?
You know what? That when what was it again? I will have Beyblades. My brother doesn't act really good with that. So my mom didn't give us Beyblades anymore. She got all of her Beyblades and hide them somewhere because it wasn't my brother wasn't old enough to play with them, and he wasn't playing that nice with them. So
Yeah.
my mom hid them all.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Beyblade. There's a lot of fighting and stuff.
Right.
I don't even like Beyblade anymore. I'm into bikes now.
Yeah, Parsa. Okay.
Even they say, some people say Beyblade is a kind of sport. How is it a sport? You just launch a Bey and then it just spins in the stadium. How is that like?
Yeah.
Sports.
So that was not okay for the age of your brother, right? So it was not that it's not fair.
I was like
because
8
he was
years
young.
old, and I forgot to tell you something. Yesterday was my birthday.
Happy birthday to you, Parsa. How old are you now?
8.
You're 8 years old. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Happy birthday to you. Okay. Yes, Sajida? Thank you, Parsa. Mute your mic, please. Thank you. Sajida?
Once I had like a toy and then I was and my brother also had the same toy like me, but his toy had more features than my toy. So then I became mad, and then I asked if we could trade, and he's nice, so he said we could trade. And then it turns out that his was actually broken.
See?
And then we traded.
Right.
And then one day I found it for him, and because I found it for him, he let me keep it now.
Okay, thank you to your brother. Yes. Yeah, so we see a lot of time we think that something is not fair, but actually it is fair, right? Nadia, you wanted to say something? Thank you, Sajida. Nadia, I saw you raised your hand, but then now I don't see, so means it's okay. Okay, so here there is an activity for you. You can read it, and if you have time, you can do it. If we were in the classroom, we would have do it together, okay? But you can do it by yourself. It's easy. So our knowledge is limited, but Allah is able to see everything, okay? So a lot of time it happens that our parents, our teacher, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, everyone is fair. But the reason that we think that something is not fair is because our knowledge is limited, because we don't know the whole story, okay? So I'm going to ask Sajida, if you can please read the first and second line for everyone.
Okay. Conclusion. Muslims believe that Allah is always just. In order to be just, someone has to have knowledge about the entire situation.
Good job. So in order to be just, you should have the entire knowledge. Who has the entire knowledge about everything?
Allah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Allah is the one that has knowledge about everything. That's why He is just and fair. Yes, Naqi, you want to read? Can you read this line? When we say
that Allah is just, it means that He is all-knowing and makes
decisions
according to His infinity knowledge.
Good job. So when we are saying Allah is just, what does it mean? It means that Allah is all-knowing. Allah knows everything. He knows everything about everything. Mute your, yeah, okay. Yes, Qatin, you can read the last part, Qatin.
We should be very careful to say that something is not fair, because Allah has complete knowledge and sees the entire picture, and we only see a part of the picture.
Yes, good job. Thank you, Qatin. Okay, so now I just want a quick review with you. Look at this tree. This is the tree of Islam, imagine, okay? So the roots of Islam is called Usul ad-Din, and the branches of Islam is called Furu' ad-Din. I want all my grade 2s to memorize this tree. You should know the 5 Usul ad-Din in correct order with meaning, and you should know the 10 Furu' ad-Din in correct order with meaning, okay? And inshallah, in each class, we will talk about one of the Usul ad-Din, and once we are done, we will move and we will talk about each one of the Furu' ad-Din, okay? Yes, Haida?
I know all of the I know all of the Usul-ud-Din, but I don't know all of the Furu'-ud-Din.
Okay, so it's good that you know the whole Usul ad-Din. Now I want you to practice the Furu' ad-Din, okay? Memorize the Furu' ad-Din. Usul ad-Din should be in correct order, but Furu' ad-Din is okay if it's not in correct order, okay? As long as you know the all 10. Yes, Nadia?
I know all the Usul-ud-Din and I know the meanings of them.
MashaAllah, I'm proud of you. Good job, Nadia. Now you can work on Furu' ad-Din, okay? You don't have to memorize the Furu' ad-Din in correct order, but Usul ad-Din should be memorized in a correct order. So first is Tawheed, and then Adala, and then Nubuwwah, Imam, and Qiyam. Okay?
Okay.
Good job. Yes, Sajida?
Even I memorize all the Usul-ud-Din with the meaning.
What about Furu' ad-Din?
No.
Okay. So this should be your homework for the month of April. I want you in this month, inshallah, by the first week of Ramadan, you should be able to say the whole Usul ad-Din and Furu' ad-Din with me. So whenever we have live class, I will ask you, inshallah. I will call your name and ask you to tell me the Usul ad-Din and Furu' ad-Din. Okay?
So I have a question.
Yes, Nadia.
What about remember the project that when we were in school, you said that we were supposed to design a project on 14 Masumins?
You were supposed to memorize, right?
Yeah, we're supposed to make a project, remember?
Yeah, so you can still do it, right? You can still do it and you can keep it for Ms. Zohra. I'm not going to give you any due date, but what you can do is you can memorize the 14 Ma'sumin's name in correct order, and you can make a nice poster about it. You can write their names, the 14 Ma'sumin in correct order, and you can decorate it, and you can put it on the wall of your room. So whenever you want to memorize, you can look at that poster and that picture, and you can practice. Okay?
Can we recite it right now?
The 14 Ma'sumin's name?
Yeah,
One by one or all together?
all together.
Yes, we can do it. No problem. Yes, Hamza?
I memorized the whole Farouk ad-Din and the Asul ad-Din and their meanings.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. And you know the meaning as well?
Yes.
Congratulations, Hamza.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sajida.
Good job.
Good job, Hamza. MashaAllah. Good job. Hey there, you have a question?
No.
No? Okay, so put your hand down and mute your mic. Sajida, if you don't have a question, put your hand down and mute your mic. Okay, so now all of you, you can unmute your mics and we can say the 14 Ma'sumin's name together. Okay, so 14 Ma'sumin or Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sayyidah Fatima Zahra plus 12 Imams. The first Ma'sum is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sayyidah Fatima Zahra, Imam Ali, Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, Imam Hajjaj, or Imam Zain al-Abidin, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, Imam Musa al-Kazim, Imam Ali al-Rida,
Muhammad al-Taqi,
or Imam Jawad, Imam Ali al-Naqi, or Imam Hadi, Imam Hassan al-Askari, Imam Mahdi al-Shariq. Now all of you, let's mirrors up. Usul al-Din are 5.
Asul ad-Din are 5.
Tawheed, Tawheed,
Tawheed,
Adala,
Imamah,
Furu al-Din are 10. Furu al-Din are 10. Salah, fasting, Hajj,
Zakat, Khums, Jihad,
Amal
بالمعروف نهى المنكر تولى
Good job. Everyone say good job.
Good job.
Good job. Give yourself a pat in the back.
Give yourself a pat in the back.
Mirrors
Give yourself a pat in the back.
Mirrors down.
Mirrors down.
Thank you so much. Inshallah,
Mirrors down.
practice your Usul al-Din and Furu al-Din. And for the homework and your workbook, page number 10. You can come, okay? Perfect. If you don't have a question, I'm going to ask one of you to recite Dua Imam Zamana together. I mean, Dua Imam Zaman for us, so we can finish our class with the recitation of Dua Imam Zaman. Fatima Sulaimani, would you like to recite the Dua? Yes.
But the Islamic studies test is today.
Sorry?
Islamic studies test is today.
Today, no, we don't have any test. Okay, Bilal, we don't have any test. Okay. Baqir, would you like to recite Dua Imam Zaman, please, for us? Baqir?
Miss, I will do it.
Who said I will do it?
Parsa.
Okay. Baqir, is that okay if I ask Parsa or you want to recite?
I want to recite.
Sorry?
I want to recite.
Okay. Parsa, can I ask you next time? Next class?
Oh, okay.
Okay, next time remind me and inshallah you will recite the dua. Baqir, go ahead please. Baqir, you have to recite louder, my dear. We can't hear you. Come close to your computer.
اللهم كن وليك الهجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وقائدا وناصرا جميلا وعينا حتى تصنعه وعظك طوعا وتمتع فيها طويلة برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم صل على محمد وآل وعجل فرجهم.
Okay. Any question?
Yes, me, person.
Yes, Parsa?
Can we talk?
Can you talk? With who?
Anyone.
No, my dear, you can't.
Okay.
Thank you, Parsa. What about Hayder? You have a question? Hayder? No? Okay. Naqi?
Our hand.
Can we leave the meeting?
Yes. You can go, my dear. Fi aman
Allah.
everyone. Take care. Take care. Fi aman Allah. Fi aman Allah, everyone.